here in Salt Lake. And it'll be a good undercard. It'll be a great matchup. No doubt about that. Between the young Mexican and Bridger Deaton of the United States. Bridger Deaton, who in the quarterfinals defeated Che Yong-hee, and then only lost by 2 points to Stefan Hansen in the semifinals. Good look at Bridger Deaton of the United States in the men's compound bronze medal match. And you see his numbers on the screen right there, ranked 27th in the world. This is the man who won the World Cup final in 2014 in Lausanne. And he's backed up by a guy who knows a thing or two about compound archery, Braden Gillentine.
That's a good person to have in the coach's box. And I know Bridger was quite upset with his qualifying. He qualified badly, didn't make the team for the team rounds, and then spent a whole day just pounding arrows on the practice field. Came out and proved what he could do the next day.
Rodolfo Gonzalez, who was part of the mixed team competition for Mexico. Mexico falling to Colombia in the gold medal match for mixed team competition. But he's got a silver medal in his pocket already. Now he's out for bronze medal. Well, he's got a tough customer to deal with in Bridger Deaton.
He has. Bridger's been on this stage before, and Mr. Gonzalez, this is quite new for him.
Had some very good moments in that mixed team match, and some of the shots went a little bit astray.
You say on the individuals, you are out there on your own, huh? And he's left-handed. He has to face his opponent.
Literally and figuratively.
It's actually worse for a right-handed archer because you don't face that many left-handed, and if you're left-handed, you do it all the time.
All the time, sure. I have to look at you?
I know.
Gonzalez sends a message on the first shot.
Good stuff, bro.
And Deaton with the answer.
There we go, he's moved his sight on the first arrow. That's always good to see.
That one drifted just a bit on the young man who defeated Alberto Simonelli in the quarters and then lost to Mike Schlusser in the semis.
Yeah, good. Left side.
He's dialed in. He's in that spot. And it's a sweet spot for him right now.
If you got it.
So Gonzalez trailing by 1. Puts a little bit more pressure back on Bridger Deaton's shoulders.
Trust yourself, make it pretty.
It's early days, but you don't want to get too far behind.
Nice and steady. Keep coming. Good shot.
That will get it done. First end is finished. And Bridger Deaton of the USA takes a 1-point lead, 30-29 over his opponent. This week in qualifying, Real Wild was actually the top qualifier with a 7:04. Kim Jung-ho also had 7:04. And you look at Rodolfo Gonzalez, he was right up there at number 7 with a 6.96.
Just want to give it one down.
So it was quite tricky. It kept the scores lower than we'd expect in good conditions. And
Very nice. Keep it up,
Yeah, I was looking up the numbers and trying to find Bridger Deaton. And Bridger actually was 24th in the ranking round.
yeah,
24th.
he had a bad day.
Yes.
As I said, he put some hours in the next day, and it seemed to pay off.
His opponent, Gonzalez, was 7th in the ranking round, as we said earlier. But Bridger Deaton doing a good job of overcoming a tough start to his week to get to this bronze medal match.
Yeah, so he'd have had to have shot a couple of extra rounds than Mr. Gonzalez, because
good shot.
You get a bye.
you get by into the 1/16th if you're ranked in the top 8. So Rodolfo would have not come into match play until Friday morning.
Let's go, buddy.
So Deaton got here the hard way. He earned it. Well, both earned
A
it.
little bit coming across
But
left to right.
one had to shoot a few more matches.
Yes, cross.
Although, you know, it's interesting, Andrew. You look at it, and sometimes those archers who get those buys, you think it's wonderful, and they're out in their first match.
Yeah, and I think that's why they've adjusted the schedule a little now. So the early matches are on one day, and then they stop and do team rounds in the afternoon, and then everybody then starts fresh on a Friday morning. So those people that have shot before haven't really got an advantage anymore because they're coming in fresh on a Friday morning.
Well, right now, Bridger's feeling pretty fresh himself. A determined Bridger Deaton, who, as we said, came out of the ranking rounds 24th and had to really negotiate and navigate his way through the field. He is a determined man right now as he checks the fletching on those arrows just to make sure.
I like it.
And right now he has not missed on a single shot and leads by 3 after the second end, 60 to 57. Does this also, in a different sort of way, put pressure, though, on Bridger Deaton? Because, you know, you start thinking, it's almost like that pitcher in American baseball is throwing the perfect game or the no-hitter.
Yeah.
And as you go along further into the game or the match, whatever it may be, you're trying to stay perfect. And now there's a certain sort of pressure that's a little bit different.
Yeah, it's negative pressure.
Yeah.
You're trying not to miss, and I think that it's a little bit what compound archery has become.
Trying not to miss.
Yeah, because, you know, with these guys, you shoot a ranking round and top 30 guys are dropping less than 20 points on 72 arrows.
It is a game of not missing.
It is.
Which is really a different way. It's a different spin put on the sport because it's really about making. And then right now he's made 7 straight 10s to start this match. Make it 8. Let's say he made them. He didn't not miss.
No, you know, he's going to be focused on hitting. He's not going to be focused on missing.
Because the other approach is a passive approach.
Yes. You have to be aggressive towards every single arrow.
Nice and easy. Yes.
Wow. W-O-W.
And it's great that he's got his friend and teammate Braden in the coach's box. They work well together. He'll know what key words and phrases to say to Bridger to calm him down, to keep him rolling.
Some triggers.
Yeah. And that's what the person in the coach's box is there for. You're not there to coach at this stage.
No.
You're there to just give them the confidence and make them feel as comfortable as possible so that they can just run their routine and do what they do.
Well, right now, Bridger Deaton is doing it. 90 to 86, 4-point advantage. But that's, well, it's not secondary, but it's the subplot is, can he run the table? Can he shoot the next 6 arrows into that 10 ring and have a perfect score?
I'm sure he's done a perfect score before. So,
first on target number 2. 6 jumps to go with this bronze medal.
but when you're on a stage, it's those little bits of tension that creep in.
Yeah. Cameras are there. Andrea Gales is commenting. Gonzalez is shooting well.
He is indeed. For a young man with not a lot of experience, he's certainly holding his own.
Don't mean to forget about Rodolfo. Oh, you could hear it as soon as Bridger released. And that is not only going to break his streak, it's also making the match that much closer.
It is, and we'll just see now whether Bridger can recover and just...
Now it's a matter of winning the match. Forget about that string.
Good shot.
9.
And so we are tied. The 4-point lead is gone. Just like that.
Yeah, and this is where your mental game needs to be on top. You can't let one arrow affect you.
Meanwhile, Gonzalez is getting stronger as the match goes longer.
Nice and easy.
Bridger with 9.
And he now leads Bridger Deaton by 1.
Rodolfo Gonzalez,
We have seen a 5-point swing in this 4th end.
Yeah.
going into the last
That's why nobody ever quits. Nobody ever gives up. You don't know.
You can't. I mean, the amount of matches that come down to the wire after you're behind is... And Bridger needs to get his head in a good place now. And Braden needs to work hard in the next 30 seconds to get his man
Settled.
back where he was at the start of the match.
Just to recap, in case you're just joining us, Bridger Deaton opened up this bronze medal match with 9 straight 10s. Had a score of 90 points, led by 4 points over Gonzalez after 3 ends, but then a disastrous 7 to open up the 4th end, followed by 2 9s, while Gonzalez was putting up 3 straight 10s, and all of a sudden the complexion changes greatly. A 5-point swing that has Gonzalez leading as we go to the 5th and possibly final end.
Bridger just needs to get a good arrow down now.
There we go.
There.
Tearing that target apart now
He is.
with a vengeance. He cannot afford to falter, and you can see there a little jittery, and it cost him.
Whole new ball game leading a bronze medal match.
A pair of 10s for Deaton,
You're in control.
who has settled back down after that tough 4th end. And tough is an understatement. Gonzalez back in the middle. Now we're back into a tie with 1 arrow to go.
Keep that back half rolling. Nice and smooth. There we go.
Deaton has assured himself of no worse than a shoot-off.
Yeah, and that's a great comeback after that 4th end.
Can Gonzalez force the shoot-off? We're about to find out.
He's holding just a little longer on this
Shoot
one,
off
but
there.
he has done
Oh,
it.
the answer comes, and it's yes. A resounding yes. You were worried. You thought he was holding too long.
I did think he was holding a little long and just starting to move about at full draw. It doesn't help your aim.
You have got to love this.
What a show.
What an amazing match. And Bridger Deaton trying to fight off. I'm sure he's trying to fight off those thoughts about being disappointed about that 4th end. You can't fix it now.
No.
It's past, and all you can do is focus on the shoot-off.
Yeah, you have to get rid of those demons pretty quick. And I think he let it affect his 2nd and 3rd arrows in that end. But I think Braden calmed him down, got him back rolling where he needed to be. So this is anybody's game now.
And on that 7, it could have been anything. An
He
early
could have been-
release.
Yeah, you could have been aiming there. You just sat there and suddenly you've executed in completely the wrong place. It didn't look like an awful shot. You know, he tried to lift his bow up in the air to try and get the arrow to move, but with compound, the arrow's long down range
By
when
the
you
time
try
you
and
do
move.
I've tried that with bowling, and it never seems to work. The body English, yeah.
Qualifying round, it was Rodolfo with
I've tried it with my bow, it never worked.
No.
7th place. Bridger,
Okay, here we go. Shoot-off.
boy, he's making up for it right now.
We had a shoot-off this morning in the women's gold medal team match.
Now it's down to 1 arrow.
And now our first shoot-off here in the individual medal matches in Salt Lake City, Stage 3, the Archery World Cup Tour. Hope you're enjoying it. Wherever you may be and whatever time of day it may be in the middle of the night somewhere else. Well, hopefully we're able to keep you up and keep you wide awake.
I think it's nighttime in the UK.
I'm sure it is. It's bedtime in the UK.
Definitely.
Gonzalez wants to put this one to bed. The door, as we like to say,
He's open.
ajar. Bridger Deaton. Got it! Bridger Deaton comes back and bags himself a bronze medal.
And he did it the hard way.
I think a couple of pints might be in order. for Bridger Deaton.
I'm sure he'll go and enjoy himself with the team.
And you know what? Rodolfo Gonzalez, although I don't think he's old enough here in Utah to have himself a cool beverage.
Maybe a Coke.
Maybe a Coca-Cola. You know what? He needs to toast himself as well. He did a great job, the 20-year-old, against Bridger Deaton. When Bridger gave him that opportunity, he took advantage.
Yeah, and that's a little tough for him, being fourth in 2 medal matches today, but I'm sure massive learning experience for him, and he'll come out stronger the next time.
Are you not entertained? Thank you, Bridger Deaton. Thank you, Rodolfo Gonzalez. We appreciate your efforts so very, very much. Great match and a great week for Bridger Deaton, who really showed some grit and determination after shooting 7, 9, and 9. Only 25 points in that 4th end. And he comes back, forces a shoot-off, and is able to win that shoot-off. And he won it with a great shot.
He did, yeah.
One of those, well, they shot a 9, and I shot a better 9, which kind of almost...